So I went on another bashing thing yesterday, a bit of a run, put 3 packs through it with the new turnbuckle, and it kept popping off upwards on landings. I can't really do much about that because I can't put a washer on, because then the turnbuckle is like at a slight angle, and unfortunately these turnbuckles are meant to be fairly flat. And on the Team Magic, you can see on this one over here, they go down at quite a steep angle on full droop. So it does pop off quite a lot, but I can just pop it back off again, or pop it back on again rather. Now, it did actually snap on the bit that I had to cut off and file off a bit on the other side, so it could clear the gearbox housing inside there when it's on full lock in the opposite direction, so when the wheel is like that, because this piece here is so much bigger than the old piece, it actually rubs on the front gearbox casing. So I've made another one of those with a bit more material on, so hopefully this time it doesn't snap and it doesn't come off as much. Now the other thing I've done as well, for the time being, so I can't really be bothered to get my heatsink to work, is I've made this little plate, and literally all it does is it screws in with these 2 bolts which hold the receiver in. I've put a much longer one in here now, and I've got these little standoffs which came with the racing heatsink, which I use for the Hyper-ST, and then I've got this fan which was from a 150 amp Hobbywing ESC that blew up, and I've just soldered a normal 3-pin connector onto the end of it, and the wire's a bit long but it doesn't really matter. And so now I've just plugged it into one of these ports over here, because there's 3 ports on these Team Magic which are really handy, and it's just sitting right above the motor, which is exactly where you want it to be, so hopefully that will help keep my motor temps down a bit more. Now I don't know how long the fan's going to last with it positioned where it is, and the fact that it's got no kind of cover over it, and this piece has no support at the other end, so it can sort of flap around a bit, although it is only holding the fan, which is fairly light, so hopefully it won't bend too much, and if it does it will just hit the top of the motor basically, which isn't too much of a problem because it's plastic. So I'm going to give it a go, a few packs through it like this, and see how it goes. Hopefully the motor temps stay a couple of degrees better, and I've put the fan right over where the little silver ribs are on the motor, so hopefully that's the optimal area for it to cool down. Obviously I measure the temperature on the black bits, because these silver bits reflect the one that the laser temperature gun uses for sensing anyway, so that's in the perfect position for me. So I'll see how the motor temps are. Might keep it 5 or like maybe 4 or 5 degrees cooler, we'll have to see. I doubt it's going to be like 10 degrees like the heatsink is on Hyper-ST, but it's better than nothing anyway. It just means that when the car's not moving and there's no air going through it, there'll at least be a bit of airflow so it doesn't get heat soaked or whatever. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this one. I'll give you an update on the temperatures I guess later on. So I'm out here in the woods again. I'm just finished off the second battery, and as you can see the ESC fan is, or the motor fan rather, is still holding up alright, and the temperature gun here, so currently at 50 degrees there and about 50 degrees there, so far that's about 20 degrees cooler, but I haven't been going quite as hard on it today because unfortunately on the first battery I broke a rear arm this time, which is the first time I've ever broken a rear arm. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. This wheelie bar broke the other day at the skate park as well, so yeah, it's a bit of a bummer that. I've got some spare arms, but I've just cable tied it together for now, although it keeps moving position. So obviously it's going over all these roots and rocks and things. So I'll carry on, see how it goes, measure the temperature after the last battery's gone through. So I'm not sure entirely what's happened, but the truck is only front wheel drive for some reason. So I think the something at the back must have broken. It looks like the rear diff's blown. If I turn the wheels like this, you can see the other one's not really turning at all. So it's just spinning freely by itself. Same with this one. I've got some spare rear diff gears at home. When I replaced the gears originally, I replaced the ring and pinion gear on the rear diff rather than the entire thing. So I'm just going to have a quick look now, see if we can see anything. No, not really. No, we're not going to be able to see in there with it in its current state. But yeah, I'll just check the temperatures one last time for you. So still about 50 degrees on the motor, maybe a little bit less. 32, you can see there 40, 47. So not too bad on the motor temps. The little fan is definitely doing a good job, but something's up with the drivetrain. I'm guessing either the little pin in the back of here, which goes through the drive cup, has snapped, or the rear diff has blown. So I'll take it apart when we get back and see what's up with it. So to show you what happened with the Team Magic here, there's a pin which goes through that hole there on this drive cup, through the centre of there, and connects to the rear of the car to turn the wheels. The rear differential is perfectly fine, by the way. It still works perfectly, it's nice and smooth, still got all its oil in and stuff. So this goes on there like that, and there's a little pin which goes through, which transfers the drive from obviously the centre of the car out here, using this stubby little drive shaft, which I need to replace the pins on, because that one's clearly got very hot, and they're also very worn at both ends. So I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, that's super worn, and I've replaced this arm now as well. So it's got a brand new arm on that side, old one still on that side. And yeah, I'm going to have to wait for a replacement one of these, because these use these stupid like metal ring clip things, and that just spins around on here like freely, and they're a right pain to get on and off. And the old style of these that they discontinued had a screw which was threaded on one side, and then the pin just went through to the other side, and all you did was you put a Loctite on and screwed it in. and they changed it to these stupid ring and pin methods. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy the old type of these drive cups. I've already got some of the pin things which go through with the threads on, so I don't need to buy those. I've already got 4, and I'll convert the rear to the other type. And also the other problem with this was as well, is it flapped around there. It's like, look how much play there is in that. It's ridiculous. Whereas the other one doesn't have anywhere near as much play. Now the front's still like this, but I've never had to take the front off, so I haven't stretched this clip out. This one's really bad. So anyway, that's the issue with the Team Magic. Other than that, the drivetrain was perfectly fine, so it should be good to go. Hopefully when I get these parts, but they might take a couple of weeks because it's coming from Taiwan. So yeah, might be a while.